Hello, my loves. So, pick a card reading. We love a pick a card reading. This is going to be January's energy that we are working with. There will be 3 piles to pick from, and you just take a moment to tune into the cards. You can take a breath, go with the very first thought or instinct that you have of which pile you are drawn to. You can take a couple of breaths, you can pause the video, do what you got to do to find your pile. Also, if you want to know more about January's energy, you can find my blog post linked below, and it gives you the details of the sort of the numbers and the color energy that is connected with January and how you can use that to fuel you forwards. Also, if you want more of a personalized reading, so this is like the overall readings that you'll find in my blog, but we have our own personal energy as well. So if you want a personalized reading of 2025, so you get like 14 videos, you get one video of it every month and a few extras because I can't help myself, then you can grab one of the 3 personalized readings left on my website as well, and I'll put the link below for you if you fancy one of those too. Once you've picked your pile, you can then find the timestamp below and it'll take you straight to your pile. Handy, I know. So let's dive in. So welcome pile 1. You have peer pressure. Don't let others coerce you into a decision. You know in your heart what the right choice is. Oh, I love that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful flower. Love it. And you've also got the giraffe card as well. And this one says, look at the bigger picture. So my first thoughts and feelings here, first of all, the colors, okay? Look at these pinkies. Look at these pinky purple colors. This to me brings such a beautiful energy, such a calming, gentle, soothing energy, but it also brings a bit of this sort of spiritual connection type energy where it is, again, that looking into yourself, like it says, of that peer pressure. So if you are finding there are a lot of sort of outside sources, you've got people with opinions coming left, right, and center at you, and then you feel almost overwhelmed by what you're supposed to do because somebody says you should do this, somebody else says you should do it this way. What this card is saying is to take a step back. And this is also the giraffe card because we're looking at the bigger picture. We take a step back and we just breathe, bloody breathe for a moment, take a breath so that you can tune into yourself. What is it that you want? What's your heart saying? You need to drop from your head into your heart space. So let's get a few more cards to go along with this. So we've got 2 cards that jumped out. We have the Blossom and the Community card. Oh, look at them. Look how beautiful. Again, we've got those pinky colours coming out. And this to me is suggesting that there is, again, we come to the heart space. The pink to me, I'm drawn straight into that heart space. There's some nurturing, there's a gentleness that needs to come into place here, because for you to blossom, you have to listen to your heart. You have to take time to just tune in. And when we come into this sort of the blue energy within this card as well, what I get with this is the more that you listen to the heart, the more that you tune into yourself, the easier it is for you to kind of speak your truth and find your voice as well. Once you do, this is when you start to blossom. This is what we've been waiting for. This is like, oh yes, finally. Also with this card is about enlightenment. Again, that spiritual energy comes through here, and that is where, again, we step back and we take a breath. There's definitely, if you haven't done any healing recently or been to a healer of any kind, or if you've never done it, then I suggest that you kind of look for somebody this month. I just feel like there's just something that needs shifting. Again, when I come to the heart space, something just needs shifting there. Or you can also use rose quartz. You can either sleep with it under your pillow. You can have it as like a bracelet to wear. You could do so many things with crystals, like it's endless. But it's just like, it would be a great way to just kind of ground your energy as well into the crystal. And then we have the Community card as well. And with that Blossom card, you know, you're blossoming. And it's January. It is the energy, overall energy for January is a 1 energy. So this is like new beginnings, fresh starts, fierce, fiery energy that comes through with the red that's connected with it. And what this is saying is it's time to kind of leave things in the past that maybe aren't serving you. There is this, with the Blossom card as well, especially, comes through this, like, we're healing from past traumas, which is probably why I'm coming to the heart of we're just needing something just to shift some energy there. And then the community card, this one is like saying success is coming to you, okay? So if you have been like working, you're like, I'm not seeing any results, I don't know, I'm just going to give up. No. This is saying keep going. Do not give up, because you will see it. It is going to work. Sweet success is coming to you. It's also saying about reaching out to people as well. I feel for some of you, just reach out to people who are either in the same work industry as you and just making connections with people. I want to push you out your comfort zones and socialize a bit. I just kind of want to give you a bit of a kick up the arse and just bring people back into it, because there's been a sort of barrier, there's been some distance, you've been hermiting and just kind of isolated, and now we're stepping out, we're bringing in that fierce, courageous energy that is the month of January, and you're going, fuck it, let's just see what happens if I put myself out there. And with the yellows in this is all excitement. This is new beginnings, ideas, it's flourishing. You're proper coming out of yourself and being your true self. And that is what we had in the Blossom card that came through as well. So I just want to pull one more card. I'm going to go with this one here. Let's see. And here we have Commander Ashtar, call to action, right? Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. It basically sums up the January energy, that. And again, with this, we're coming into the blues. And I feel by the end of January, mid to end of January, this is where you really start to kind of trust your voice, to speak up, to share with people your opinions, not what other people are telling you should think or do. This is you finding yourself. And it's the energy of the red of taking the lead, taking charge and putting yourself out there and being true to yourself. There's also this spiritual energy that comes in very strongly with this. If you are somebody that is quite spiritual, I feel more with you, it's kind of expanding into maybe new areas of the spiritual world. And I feel very drawn to that sort of universal, sort of ethereal energy that comes through with this card as well. So really listen to yourself, listen to that intuition of yours, do a little bit of heart healing in January so you can fully let go of the past that you were letting go of, and just reach out to some new people and bring in a beautiful community around you. So I hope that resonates, and I shall love you and leave you and see you next month. Welcome, pile 2, to your monthly reading. Let's have a look what cards we got here. Your wishes are coming true. What a great way to start. Should we just end it there? Full stop. We're done. Your wishes are coming true. And then we have the wolf as well. So we've got this beautiful pinky energy here and a beautiful blue energy here for you. And with the wolf, I always get this sort of ancestral sort of energy that comes through with this. It's almost like that sort of remembrance. There's that connection to the earth and nature very much. I see in my mind like dry mud. It's that just getting your feet on the earth, in the ground, and really connecting to the roots of who you are. And it says an ancient power lies within you. And that's that energy that I'm getting. It feels like a very strong energy. I love this. Let's have a look what other cards are coming out and what they want to say. Let's go with these ones. Okay. And you. Okay. So for you, I'm going to say you need to remember that everything is about give and receive, the flow, the sort of the balance of things, that ebb and flow. Because not only have you got the ignite card, which is like fire, which honestly, it pairs with the January energy. So brilliant, because it is a 1 energy, it's new beginnings, it's a red, which is fire, like it is a fiery energy that comes through for the overall energy of January, and you were definitely embracing and harnessing that. And there's a creativity, a spark that is so strong, and there is a go energy to January as well. There's extra energy that is kind of floating about. However, this is the bit that I want you to listen to carefully, because as much as this is like thriving, going, doing, like getting shit done energy, you've also got the relaxed card, okay? So because this is because you are somebody that will just go, 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 go. And then you get almost the sort of irritated, impatient because it's not going as quickly as you want it to go. The results aren't coming as quickly as you're wanting them to. And this is when you need to relax. This is when you need to remember, as much as this is great and all your wishes are coming true, don't forget, and you've got this power inside you that is igniting and firing up, and there is, I feel for some of you, you may be healers and there's something that is really brewing and something strong coming through, and it's just, However, again, let me remind you that the relax card comes through because you have to have balance. Your nervous system will be pulled out of whack if you do not take the time to slow down, to bring in that sort of joy, the sort of part of yourself that is exclusive to you. When nobody else is involved, it's where you relax, whatever that is for you, whether it's binging on Netflix, whether it's painting, whether it's reading a book, whatever it may be. Make sure you are putting those in throughout your month, because otherwise you will burn out and you will be going into February thinking, what the fuck did I just do? So that's sort of energy coming in there, very strong. But that ignite energy, that card is just, I feel like this is your whole month. The potential that is there is strong. I also feel like for some of you, you may be somebody that tends to procrastinate, and that's because you get overwhelmed and you don't know which direction. You haven't really got the clarity there in place, so that's why it just feels more just overstimulated and not actually progressing and going forwards. So to really harness the energy the way that it's supposed to be harnessed is to pick one thing, pick something that you just feel absolutely drawn to, that thing that calls you, that is like almost singing to your soul in the way that this comes through, and then focus on that one thing. Don't overcomplicate it. Why overcomplicate it? There's plenty of time to do things. It's your mind that tells you differently. So just take some time to kind of explore things if you need to. But again, this creativity side of you, new ideas, and there's like this excitement of emotions as well. It just feels, I feel like a little kid excited, like I'm jumping up and down, I'm like giddy, like that's the energy that I feel coming through for you. So just know that your time is now, and anytime you catch yourself procrastinating, just ask yourself, am I doing this because I need to rest and I need some joy in my life, or am I doing this because I'm avoiding? Okay, so just notice where you're at and what is happening. And then let's see what else we want to bring through. You have the crumbling card, and I also want this one, and the Star Mother card. Again, you've got this energy of go, 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 or ooh, because the crumbling card comes in as like, I feel like this is the potential of what could happen if you don't pay attention to where your energy is going, how you're using your energy. And then you've also got the Star Mother card as well. And this one is just such a beautiful one. It's like, how can you mother yourself? And this is again, is emanating the two cards where we've got the Ignite and we've got the Relax card. And it's just reminding yourself how important it is to look after yourself, because energy wise, you will either be high or you will hit rock bottom because you've been high for too long and you didn't take that balance, you didn't take that time to regulate your nervous system. And with the crumbling, it's like, what are you holding on to? And again, it's like when you go, 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 sometimes you're focusing on one thing that maybe you could have let go of, that it's just something that maybe you're trying to bring through from last year that was supposed to be left in last year. There's that kind of energy that comes through. So the crumbling just asks you, what are you clinging on to? What is it that you just can't necessarily, or you're thinking you can't let go of, but you probably can, because when you let go of the things that aren't serving anymore, then you can see things differently, more clearly. You have a different perspective. This is when new ideas start to filter through, because it's almost like this beautiful light that is right up the top there isn't quite reaching down to the ground because there's a block from you in having too much, sometimes trying to do too much, go with all these different ideas and things. And I want to narrow it down. I want to bring it into that focus of one thing, and then you can move on it and take action on it and take your time to grow that one thing instead of spreading your energy too thin. That's the way that it comes through. So that is what I have for you, my loves. I hope this resonates. Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you have a wonderful month. Pile number 3. You have uplift your thoughts, and can we just appreciate the colours in this? Like, I don't feel like the camera really does it justice. Um, this is uplift your thoughts. Focus your attention on many blessings that surround you. By doing so, you'll let go of depression, poor self-esteem, and excess weight. And then you've also got the snake card. This is one of my favorite cards. Also, can we appreciate that you're in all the orange? Now then, this should be an interesting reading. This one, you are shedding the past. You are healing. And this is what we get from Uplift Your Thoughts. And again, there was the part in here where it's like, focus your attention on the many blessings that surround you. And sometimes we get so pulled into so many negative thoughts and thought processes that are happening subconsciously that we don't even notice that such a huge chunk of our thoughts are on the negative. And this is just reminding you that you can control that and you can shift your focus. Shift your focus on the things that you do enjoy, that you can find the gratitude in. Use a gratitude journal. Pick one thing a day or 3 things a day that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be like big things like, oh, I went on a holiday. No. How about something like, I paid my bills this month, or I have shoes. Like, it can be simple. Like, there's people out there that don't have shoes, that don't have clothes. Like, make it as basic as possible to really feel that gratitude of how lucky you really are. And it just helps you bring you out of that sort of detailed focus that can specifically relate around depression and things and anxiety, and kind of really pull you out so that you can see that bigger picture of things. That this month for you is going to be a healing month. It's going to be a great healing month. It is a shift, a big shift of shedding so much that you've kind of held on to. And I feel for you guys, pile 3 is very much things from your past that have always been just there in the background, kind of running in the background. And again, it comes to your mind and thought processes. So you may do well with maybe learning about the mind, understanding how our mind and body is connected, how our behaviors are based on our childhood. It's fascinating. If you didn't know, I have a book that actually explains some of these things in it, Chronically Awesome. You can find on Amazon. I will link it below just in case you fancy it. But it's just about learning your behaviors, learning how a lot of what you do isn't actually because of you and your thoughts. It's because of the way you grew up, or the way that you were taught certain things, or to believe certain things. It's quite fascinating. You can really go down a rabbit hole, I'll tell you. Right, let's see. Yes, you are definitely in this month of needing to just nurture, heal. You need to cocoon this month, which is interesting because the overall energy of this month is a 1 energy, which is all about new beginnings, which is that shedding of the old skin, shedding of an old life as you move forwards. And that new beginning. And then there's also the red, which is all that fiery energy, and it's very sort of being courageous. So in the other piles, it was more about taking that energy and moving forwards with things, whereas for you guys it feels in a different way. It's not being used in the same way. For you, you're finding the courage to put yourself first. You're finding that fierce, strong energy to lead yourself out of that darkness. Like, you are doing everything you need to do for you this month because you are the priority. It's very important to put yourself first this month. You have also the protection card, and again, we are coming into these yellows and oranges. This is so strong for you this month, and this connects massively with your emotions. I can see it in so much. There may be some crying for you guys, and if you haven't cried for a while, maybe just take some time just to have a good sob, because there is a lot that is moving through you, which comes with that snake energy, comes as the healer. And if you haven't been to a healer in a while, maybe look for one. It just feels like you need to really kind of maybe outsource so that somebody can help pull you out into the light, because as much as you can do yourself, and it feels like you've finally given yourself permission to do that this month, sometimes you do need outside help, to just somebody to just kind of drag you along, so you're like, oh, that's the way, okay, I see now. So give yourself permission to invest in yourself this month. You've also got the nurture card as well, and this is this sort of gentle energy. This is where I'm like, yes, just curl up in a blanket. If you need a good cry and watch Netflix for a while, do it. Do what you need to do for yourself this month. I cannot stress it enough how you are the priority this month. I don't care what else is going on in your life. I'm saying this as lovingly as I can, but fuck them. You have to look after yourself if you're gonna progress further, because otherwise you will just wear yourself down and out, and you will hit burnout. You will end up fatigued, you will end up in pain, you will end up with I feel like your mind will go in a way we don't want to go, because it can be pulled down so easily, which is why you are the priority this month. It's not worth it. It's not worth putting yourself out there and doing things that you're not got the energy to do, that you're not ready to do. You've got to learn to say no. You need to learn to say no this month. And maybe it changes next month. Maybe because you put yourself first and you put all the effort in for this month, you're finally able to go next month, wow, what a different energy I'm working with. But right now, you have to put yourself first. It literally says it on this card as well. I'm going to read this one. Protect yourself from outside forces. Time for survival mode. Like, switch into it. You need to survive this month. Learn to say no. Because when you switch into your survival mode, it's when your energy is low. You prioritize what you can do based on the energy that you have and how you can do things. However, the nurturing is where you then have to balance, because you can't live in survival mode. Well, you can, but it doesn't end well. So you need to then come into nurture, because what's happening is when you're in survival mode, you're in the fight or flight response, and you need to then come back down into the parasympathetic nervous system, where you can heal, where you can feel safe. So make sure you are spending time in places that make you feel safe, whether that is on your sofa, in your bed, outside in nature, with certain people. Find your safety, because that is when your body can relax, and that's when you will start to heal. So you have to have the two. You have to be able to switch into survival, say no to people, and be able to find that place of safety for yourself. I was reading this one, wasn't I? Put yourself first for a change. Survive and thrive. Are you listening? Are you listening? Because I kind of just want to reach through the screen and hug you right now and just sit with you and have a good sob. So with the nurture card as well, this is about also having time to just finish bits, because there's I feel like you've been overwhelmed, and when that's happened, it's like things just don't get finished fully, because, or you've also found something else because you said yes to something else, and then you've done something else, and things never fully finished. And I want to come to your house actually and just getting things done. There's things that are just like either on half or nearly done that just never got fully finished. So just take some time to look after yourself and do things in the house that you want to do. Spend time with your family if that's what you want to do. Find those things that bring you joy. And you have the Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystical Teacher. And with this one, I just get this, can you see her in the middle there? She's in this sort of element of surrender, and her hands are on her heart, and she's just like, oh, it's like you finally put yourself there, and you're like, oh, why haven't I done this before? But there's also this healing energy that comes through very strongly with this card as well. And reaching out to people that you need to help you through this. And then we're just going to finish with one of these. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Can you guess what colour card this is? Yes, you've got the oranges and golds coming through here on this card too. So with this one, this is very much about, I feel like we're embracing the fear a bit here as well in the way that this comes through. But as you do that, you find this enlightenment, I feel like. So maybe some meditations can help, because you can do some brilliant ones that take you on these wild sort of adventures, these journeys, and it really unlocks something in you, and it helps you to kind of open your heart space to connect into something that is bigger than yourself. But it's also about connecting with yourself as well, that you're not alone, even though you are one person, but you're not alone. There is so much more happening around you that you can't see, and these energies and these spirits that are there to really just bring this beautiful energy of calm, healing, relaxation, enlightenment, and it's a power that comes through. And it's like taking this time this month to put yourself first and do these things. And I feel for some of you wanted to do it, but you've just never sat down and done it. And you can overcomplicate it easily by feeling like you have to do like an hour meditation. Do a 5-minute meditation, 10-minute, 15. Like, don't make it really long if you feel like it's not something you want to do. If you feel like you can't fit it into your day, do it in the first thing in the morning or last thing just before you fall asleep. I always do it before I go to bed because I find that the easiest one to fit into my day. Find what works for you. Don't overcomplicate it. Never overcomplicate it. We have to simplify things because otherwise we just won't do them. And they are good for us. We should be doing them, but we have to do it so that it fits into our day and we want to do it. But with this card, I just feel like there is just this beautiful energy that's coming through, a big shift. I cannot tell you how big this shift is for you because this card would not be coming out if it wasn't a big shift. This is such a big sort of energetic shift, emotional shift, like big emotions. But it feels empowering on a whole different level that is hard to put into words. Energetically, it's just this huge encompassing energy that is really shifting and weaving into something new for you guys. It's just a beautiful energy. So I hope this resonates with you. I shall love you and leave you, and I hope you have a wonderful month, my loves.